to take a look at the matchups between these two teams because it's going to be jarring when you take a look at the stats and the numbers for Philadelphia because they are just that good. When you take a look at the goals for versus goals against, power play percentage 35, that is remarkable, and an 85% penalty kill. I mean, it's hard to do much better than what Philadelphia has done this season.
And that's the really interesting thing here. Again, Philadelphia known for shutting teams out. Team Leisure have been shut out 9 times this season, if I'm not mistaken. So it really doesn't paint a pretty picture. The most goals allowed in the league, a brutal power play, and okay PK. They at least have good discipline. But for Leisure, I mean, good amount of shots and hits that they average. But again, you look at the entire picture here. It is an uphill battle, to say the absolute least.
And we want to take a look at now the lineups for these teams. And one thing to note when you're looking at Team Leisure is not just who is in the lineup, but who is missing from the lineup. And that has been one of the keys, I guess, for them, has been trying to find their footing when they are without Profane Kiss Felix in their lineup.
Absolutely. I mean, again, that's been one of the key changes here. And it looks like it was more of an intentional change. We actually got word as to what the reason was, and just the team overall didn't feel like the offense was necessarily clicking. Psycho Skills, who started this season at right defense, had played forward prior and is a more offensive defenseman. They wanted him as well on that right-hand side just for the offense, the fact that he is a left-handed shot as well. So certainly helped out, but I mean, there have been some benefits to the changes. The other big change, of course, is in goal. No RPH. We'll talk about that here in a little bit as well.
I do have to point out, I do like that Philadelphia, every single one of their players went with the exact same pose for their player photo for this. It's the same exact pose across the board, same facial expression, same arm positioning. I think they are even sharing the same hoodie from picture to picture. So that's
the professionalism is top notch. Let me tell you.
That's how you get to be the number one team in the number one league in Europe in this kind of a case. Is you got to have that team, that unity, that synergy, that flow going through them. So. Between Team Leisure and Philadelphia. Now Philadelphia, after clearing it out, they will have a rush of their own. Chance down low, quick forehand shot, a huge save made. But Fox says no.
Phenomenal save from Fox goalie there.
Philadelphia with possession, trying to get one more offensive zone try here from behind the net. Centering feed, huge save, but it gets kicked into the net by the goaltender Fox. And Philadelphia takes a 1-0 lead on a goal credited to Eki.
That close to getting through the first period with your head held high. And ultimately for Fox, I'm just not sure what happened there. He hugged the post on the blocker side. And I'm not sure, obviously, what he would have done with the controller if he would have looked to just immediately hug the other post, if it was a matter of trying to use the right stick to get that big anticipation save. But regardless, he gets stuck in the wrong part of town. Wide open net for Eki to shoot at. And, of course, Philadelphia with that incredibly quick passing. 7.5 to go. Like I said, so close yet so far for Team Leisure, or potentially on the backhand as well. As you see the big difference in hits there, 16-4 for Leisure. Of course, always looking to charge up those passes for the chance to throw it across like that. You call it as you see it in this game, right?
That was unreal. An incredible feed on that rush, and just like that, Eki getting on the board. His second goal in a matter of just a few minutes here.
Unfortunately here, Drew, through the first 12 minutes or so, we talk about the building blocks. Chance here, though, perhaps.
Psycho Skills started it, and he finishes it. A beautiful give and go. Psycho Skills getting the goal and cuts the lead to 2-1.
Talk about, I mean, the commentator's curse is alive. And, well, I was just about to say, for the first 13 minutes or so of the period, Philadelphia looked to have made those adjustments and cut out what the Team Leisure squad was able to get offensively, those opportunities. That proves that all it takes is one chance.
Get another opportunity like that last one. Fox has been, he's made some really big saves. He's given up 2 so far, but he's made a couple of really big saves against Philadelphia.
Yeah, that low save percentage seems to have been a little bit of an indicator of, I don't even know how to explain that one, Drew. I'm completely caught off guard. We have a tie game. Team Leisure making the most of their opportunities. Gigantic save on one end from Fox. And then on the flip side, this chance develops out of nowhere. Everyone caught up at the blue line. And it's playmaker SJ sneaking through, finishing that one 5-hole.
14 minutes left in regulation time. It is a 2-2 game. And now Philadelphia, an odd man rush, perhaps. Centering feed. Great recovery and poke check. Except it results in a penalty shot. I really thought he got that one clean.
I thought he did too. It was a great attempt there. Frankie gets the stick blades into the skates. It's playmaker on the penalty shot. Don't blink. Quick hands. Fast skater. Very tough challenge here for Fox.
See what playmaker does with speed. Straight up the middle. Backhander and missed the net. He drew him off. He did exactly what he wanted. As you can see, Fox went towards his glove side, figuring there was going to be a move. There wasn't, but the backhander goes 2 feet wide of the cage, and Team Leisure dodges a bullet.
Again, had a feeling playmaker was going to use that speed there and the quick hands. We saw both on display, but ultimately, like you mentioned, the shot just off target.
Philadelphia with a chance on the rebound. Big save made, trying to stack the pads 80 style, but there, a second and a third chance effort. And the captain puts one in for Philadelphia.
Actually, Eki getting the hat trick there. I thought it was Potsalov as well, but Eki able to deliver the hat trick for, again, the option up front for Philadelphia, of course, not known as much for scoring. We'll see what Team Leisure can do with 11.5 to go.
Now down by a goal, and now Philadelphia again centering a one-timer, and now Philadelphia has opened things up. Another goal. It is 4 for Eki.
An absolute heartbreaker for Fox goalie and Team Leisure. You thought the missed penalty shot might be the turning point to allow something to happen here that would be talked about for a long time, and would certainly, the effects of it would reverberate to the rest of this season. But Philadelphia making the most of it, keeping that pressure on, the foot on the gas, and as you mentioned now, Eki, 4 goals.
Zone. Leisure trying to center one. That one just off the mark as Krinko was in position but could not connect with the pass. Steal by Philadelphia, a couple of moves and a backhander, and a goal this time. Playmaker getting on the board, his 23rd of the season.
Just the pressure, the speed, too much for Team Leisure to deal with. It's almost impossible to react in time upon picking the puck up there, because just by the nature of the game, you're going to get caught flat-footed. There's really nothing you can do on that attempt. And again, unfortunately, getting away from Team Leisure here, and that is the issue with Philadelphia. The composure, they are not going to panic. I think I would put their composure in situations like this, although getting a little bit too fancy there for their own good. But I would put their composure and their ability to stay focused up there with anybody else on either side of the pond.
The game ends with a final score of 5-2. Philadelphia picking up the win. Keep in mind as we go into the next contest, though, I like the Henderson Silver Knights helmet. Just notice that really quick. That's cool to see. But it was a 2-2 game after 40 minutes as we take another look at what ended up being the game winner and the hat trick goal for Eki.
That's just a tough break, all things for Fox. He was in the right place at the right time, but almost punished for the sins of the defense in front of him, just not being able to maintain possession there. It's almost the game saying we got to give him this one. It was just too good of a play to strip it away from the defense. You know, for Philadelphia here, I mean, again, at times I think you could criticize them for a bit of a slow start. I think we saw it again in that one, although, again, you don't want to take any credit away from Team Leisure to be able to hang with them, because there are a lot of teams in this scene that could not hang with Philadelphia if they were playing at 50% capacity. So all things considered, very impressed with them. And of course, we'll talk a lot more about them here before that second matchup. But for Philadelphia, I mean, it was pretty much a team that was advertised to us heading in.
Wilhelmin ykköskentän pakkeina uudet tulokkaat. Sour Cream Snacks ja Flaming Hot Snacks. Kotikatsomoissa mukana Wilhelm Snacksit.
Well, not I. Speaking of counting, by the way, I appreciate that you could do the quick conversions. Speaking of quick conversions, Rister off the iron and in, and guess who? Eki, his 5th goal of the day so far, makes it a 1-0 game, just 3:16 into the first.
That was unfortunate, to say the least, for Team Leisure. Again, off the forechecking pressure, and Eki just caught him moving. And that's the thing, though. If you're a goaltender here, the thing you have to do, and of course you'll notice it from the top goaltenders in this league, it's all about micro adjustments on the thumbstick, because if you get caught moving, you are going to give up the corners like that if those feet aren't planted. And unfortunately for Fox goalie, I think it was maybe a late read off of the turnover. I don't think he was necessarily reading the pass, but adjusting more to the turnover. And unfortunately, that happened at the worst time.
Chance down low. Pinching in is the defenseman, Jay Toro. Reset as the forwards now in down low. Quick cross-ice feed, but that one well read by Frankie, just getting in that lane. They saw that pass coming the entire way. Another chance for Philadelphia, and the blast from the point goes in. Big goal. And was that playmaker again? Yeah, from way up top.
At the point, covering for the defense, but dangerous from all areas of the ice. I mean, you wouldn't think that was a playmaker or a puck-moving defenseman type of build with a cannon of a shot like that. But that was picture-perfect top corner. There is basically no stopping that one for Fox goalie. And again, the thing about playmaker, the positioning, he is dangerous from every spot on the ice. A couple of close calls there for sure. The physical play for Team Leisure certainly having to amplify that.
Eki centered, and beautiful goal as Patslov tucks it in. Fantastic pass, too, to set that one up.
Fortunately, that physicality came back to haunt them. Patslov finds himself wide open in front, and the captain will make no mistake there. A defensive lapse that, again, a team like Philadelphia will rarely let you off the hook for. Patslov again entered today. Tied in goals with Playmaker on this team. Of course, Playmaker's picked up a couple today. Eki doing his best to catch up to the two of them. And right now, again, I think this is more in line with what we expected to see in that first game, as Philadelphia very much in control.
From Playmaker. Another chance here. That centering feed was blocked away. Couple of passes, breakaway chance. Team Leisure, backhander on goal. Kape says no. Puck in the corner. Chance now. Spinning with it. Team Leisure from the corner. Centering feed, that shot. Knocked down in front. A great opportunity for the rebound, but a good job by the defender, pushing it to the corner. And that is the 11th shutout of the season for Kape.
An incredible accomplishment for Philadelphia, and the number just keeps going up. You could tell there in the final 5 minutes of play, Philadelphia started to play for Kape. They started to turtle up a little bit, which, to be honest, I think is a mistake. I think their best defense is their offense, to just keep up the pressure and keep the puck down on the other end. But at the end of the day, we saw the big saves from Kape, especially starting things off with that breakaway save. Can't say he didn't earn that one. Bounces back from that rough 2 stops on 4 shots attempt to now getting that shutout, like you said, his 11th of the season. The next highest entering play today was 5. Certainly an astounding number.
Mukana matseissa ja kotikatsomoissa. Wilhelm Snacksit.